Welcome back, Southwest Florida, and the world for that matter. If you look at us on social media, we're here in Fort Myers, Florida, at one of America's great elementary schools, Franklin Park Elementary School. Today is what's called a gentleman's welcome, when the community comes out, all walks of life, to welcome the kids back to school with a high five. As you can see, these kids are treated like celebrities coming back for what's important to them. It's education. They're treated like athletes normally get, with the crowd cheering for them, and it's something spectacular to witness. I'm sitting here with two of my good friends who are part of today's experience, and they've been here in the past as well, and we hope that all the schools around the country will adopt this concept. We have right here a construction developer, the guy who's going to be very instrumental in the tearing down and the renovation of this school, John Tobler of Tobler's Construction. We'll get some comments from him on that. And then we have right here the Hall of Famer, Dwayne Donnell, who's an educator and one of the top basketball coaches in the world, who has come out as well, draped in his Kappa Alpha Psi regalia. So let's get right to it. Phi Beta Sigma in the house. Gentlemen, first of all, get your mics up. It's so good to get both of you to come here to see this presence of black men in the midst of what's very important. It's education. John, first of all, I've seen you here numerous times in the past, I think, as well. What was it like to be a part of today's experience after COVID is sort of waning down and people are coming back out?
It's just an awesome feeling to be a part of something so special, where we welcome our very own children and show them that we care about them and we love them. So it's just exciting. I'm excited to be a part of it. Grateful that other people come and be a part of this. What we say to our children is, listen, you can do great things, and we're rooting for you.
And you grew up in this community?
Born and reared right here in Dunbar.
There you go. We'll be back to him in a minute. And the Hall of Famer right here, you've coached many years sports in this community, and you never, ever forget where you come from. This has a whole lot of implications to you because you are an educator yourself, and then I saw you shaking your head when I said these kids are getting celebrated like star athletes and all that, and you've been celebrated like that after various championships. Just what's that like to be celebrating academic excellence like that for the kids?
You know, people often put academics second to sports, oftentimes in this community, but to see the faces of these young kids coming in and feeling like LeBron James, feeling like all the greats, Walter Payton's, anything, the kids' faces lit up when you're giving them high five just for coming to school and wishing them to have a great and successful year. It's an awesome feeling. More importantly, though, I had a chance to see all the kids that I taught, whose kids are now coming to school, and being able to shake and hug those kids I remember from days of in my early years of education, that I'm getting an old man. It's about time for me to get out. I've seen a bunch of my kids.
Boy, neither one of us got a chance to experience this coming up. John, how you think we would have felt being able to experience something like this?
I think it probably would have been a really good experience, so that it would have probably motivated some of us who went the wrong way to do better in education, because we understood that people cared. It's different times today. Parents are a lot more educated than we were in the past, and so it's just an awesome thing. I wish I had this kind of welcoming when I was a kid in school.
Coach, Hall of Famer, what do you hope that people take away from having come here today? The children and the adults.
Funny you say that some of the parents were excited to get a high five too, and they ain't going to nobody's school. Their school open. They was excited to get their hands slapped too. So that is an excitement that people feel good about education and being here and going about. Shout out to Tamara Joy Hunter for this and her staff at Franklin Park. It is a phenomenal experience because you look down that, even when I turned my head to look and see how long that line was, and a distinguished gentleman like Mr. Tobler, yourself here and watching these kids and supporting these kids and encouraging these kids to go out and be great in something that is. Most people, again, don't care about no academics, but that's where it's at. You gotta have your education, and this is very vital, and I hope it continues to grow and continues to go on forever.
The three of us would not be sitting here without having a decent education. We all have had to pass various tests to get where we are, and some form of fashion, people are going to put tests in front of you, aren't they?
Yes, I think all three of us had to take a couple times on them tests. We had to do them tests a couple times, make sure we got it. I speak for me. I had a couple times, but I appreciate the teacher going back and doing some rework and helping me get where I need to get. I appreciate them teachers. Them teachers off the chain.
And then that professional test that you had to take to become an educator too, right?
Yeah, but I was better then. I had some good teaching. I ain't had to do that twice.
And
I had to do that one time.
John, you had to pass a whole lot of stuff to be able to come over here and be a part of building another school.
Oh, absolutely.
What test you had to take so people understand? You didn't just become Tobler Construction without being certified.
Okay, so we're certified general contractor, certified roofing contractor, and a state certified mechanical contractor. Even after all of that, in order to be able to build a school, first ever in Fort Myers, in the history of Fort Myers, that an African American have built, in position to build a school of this magnitude. So proud and humbled about it. You have to walk through some doors in order to make this happen. You had to prove yourself on smaller jobs before you were able to do larger jobs. And moving forward, and as well as while we were proving ourselves, we were always bringing the community up. And even in this job, you'll see the community on this job in a huge way.
We talked about, we'll get in more detail on it, but I want you to hit on it. This school is going to be torn down and rebuilt. Summarize it right quick for our viewers.
So for the beautiful people out there that's in Dunbar, this school is going to be the one that all schools will pattern themselves after. There will be a community center. But from the beginning, we will go in and we will demo the entire school for the exception of one building. And after that, we will rebuild Franklin Park Elementary School for the community here in Dunbar and abroad. Not only will our children have a top of the line school in everything that those schools everywhere else get, but it would also be a community center, so it would serve the community as well. So it would allow
all-purpose school then.
All purpose, from education to financial support to medical support. This is going to be the one that other schools will be patterned after. And the beautiful part about this, the school being in the heart of Dunbar, those kids that go to this school, they will know that somebody that looks just like their dad or just like their mom or like their brother or their uncle built this school. This is history making.
It's history making, and his company, Tobler Construction, will be that history making development company who will be the general contractor who will be building a new school here. Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
We'll be getting you in the studio for more details on that. Yes. Coming back over here to you, your fraternity, the Crimson and Cream, Kappa Alpha Psi. Keep that mic up, Coach.
Coolest jokers. I was trying not to say that, but I'm going to say the coolest jokers in the world.
That's right. They do pretty good. I'm going to leave that alone because he's trying to take a dig at me being a Sigma.
I'm just telling the truth. Them facts.
But John's got on my fraternity colors, by the way. You guys are really big on academics for the students, right? You have programs within your fraternity, scholarship programs and things of that nature. So this fits right into you guys' mission, right?
Correct. We are definitely for the black and white. Thank you for the plug. We're having our black and white scholarship banquet coming up here in September. All of you should be at and come
out
that
date
and see. Gosh almighty, why you put me on the
Where
spot?
Can they go for more information?
They can go on my Facebook page.
There you go.
They can go on the Kappa page. You can go on any social media outlet and you'll be able to find out when the Kappa's black and white scholarship banquet will be held. It is a phenomenal event celebrating their successes and giving people an opportunity to have scholarships to go on to the next level and perform in a higher education.
Just put in Fort Myers Kappa Alpha Psi.
Fort Myers Kappa Alpha Psi, Dwayne, Donnell, prettiest boys in the world. Kappas is all that in a bag of chips, whatever you want. We'll pop up. Pretty, handsome. We in there.
What do you have to say to all of the people today who have come out to support this event and the people who put it on?
Today I got a life lesson, right? I knew John Tobler was building this school. but I didn't know to the extent of how he was building.
I saw you paying close attention though when he was
Because
talking.
he said a lot of things that are pertinent and important to our community. He's putting on this campus to make sure we are accessing the needs of everyone, not just the kids, but the parents. And sometimes the parents need a little education as well. Because if you educate the parents, they can educate their kids a little better. No shots at anyone, but that's facts. You want to educate the family so the family can be stronger because they have better information. Shout out to Franklin Park. Shout out to Tamara Joy Hunter. Shout out for you and all of the dignitaries and everyone that was here. It was a phenomenal crowd here today. You can't beat this, man. I wished I was a little kid going to school today because I know my little bad butt when I was going to school, I wasn't happy to go and throw nobody doors. I wish somebody would have shook my hand, made me smile. Thank you so much for having the opportunity to be here. And again, I am pro this community. This community takes a lot of backlash. This community takes a lot of hits in the face. People take shots at our community. Thanks for John. We're going to change that perception, continue to change that perception with you. And everyone is doing well for our community and sticking up for African Americans in this world.
One of the safest places to be. I never even think about safety, but people try to have all these bad stereotypes about our community. John has literally cut everybody's hair in this community. He's a jack of all trades. He don't mess up on no income streams now. He ain't gonna walk away from no extra income. But John, you probably see people here who hair you cut, their kids' hair you cut, all of that. You're just woven into this, right? Roll that mic up and say something on that.
Absolutely. I see the parents, and some of them are younger than me, and I said, I cut their hair when they were little boys, and they're bringing their children into school. So it was just awesome just to see. And even their parents, who are a lot older than me, I cut their hair as well because, of course, you know, if you're from Fort Myers, you know Willie Powell was the legend in cutting hair. I came up under him, learned what he taught me. He passed the barbershop on to me, and we kept the other income streams coming as well.
John, I said that, we laughed about it, but it's very important that people understand it's okay to have multiple income streams, get talents in all different fields, and manifest those talents.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let me say to the guys who are doing things that would land them in prison, you don't have to go to prison. You can pick a skill, you can pick a career, and work hard at it, and you will succeed. It is my prayer for the young men who think that the only way that they can do well in life is if they're selling drugs or doing something illegal. I am living proof that you are awesome, because and I'll just put it out there clearly, if a guy can make a living selling drugs, running from the police, and make all that work, he can do a much greater job, be a whole lot more successful doing it legally. Yes. And then you build up this community. So what I say to you guys, I'm talking directly to the guys who are in the halfway house, to the guys who are coming out of prison, to the guys who are doing wrong, stop. There is a career for you, and it will involve you being a benefit to this community and yourself. I love you. Thanks to the staff here at Franklin Park for putting on this. It is just awesome. I love this community. And as Brother Donnell said, I'm pro Dunbar. Born here, reared my children here, built my house here. Everything that I've done in Dunbar. And doors still was open up everywhere else because we are people in Dunbar that we love folk. And I still go back and reiterate, those guys who are doing wrong, find the right thing to do so you can be a productive part of our community.
And you got jobs.
Oh, I was about to say that because I was waiting on my turn, because he hired
jobs.
That he talking about. He hired
coming back.
Call 239-337-1320, Tobler Construction. As this school will begin to start, we'll have jobs after jobs after jobs, minority as well as other minority contractors, as well as folk who are just looking for a job. We do training. We do everything under the sun. I would say there's probably about 2,000 people in this community who have worked for Tobler Construction throughout our time in the industry. And we'd love to have you as a part of our family. Come in, we got jobs for you.
This guy.
That guy.
Man. Some kind of deacon or something.
Yeah, I'm deacon at St. John First Missionary Baptist Church.
Both of you guys, I never thought I saw anybody out-talk this guy.
That's okay. I'm glad he was talking because he
Yeah,
was
I
talking
saw
about
that
something.
too.
See, that
Yeah.
sometimes I just be talking.
Right.
But
Go
he
ahead.
was talking about some real pertinent information. You saw that tent over there, right? You saw all those guys in the orange shirts, right?
Okay.
I didn't want to outstep my boundaries, but I know I hear him talking about it and reaching out and trying to promote and get people to come to him, even
Thanks,
if they have a
Donnell.
bad background. He says it out loud, and then he finds a way to hire
People need
these
a
guys.
chance.
They need a second chance. They had a chance. That their chance was gone, but they got a second chance through John. And I'm watching him again, learning by being around people as yourself and him. You learn things that you didn't know if you're not close enough to your community. He is hiring people who are having difficulties finding jobs. So if you talking about you can't find no job, you ain't call John. Told you his number, told you everything, and take advantage of that again. Because
Man shall live by the
is-
sweat of his eyebrows. And
it
you
is
hire
phenomenal.
females too.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Not just jobs out in the field, but also executive jobs as well. We're
Okay.
looking for project managers,
Retire.
superintendents.
Can I get one of them?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man.
Absolutely. And Donnell, you have
I
been
ain't
an
never gonna
inspiration. And I thank you for all you do for the community.
Me too.
Thank you.
The
Thank you,
Hall of
gentlemen.
Fame.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Well, look, people have said that, Lee, you got the coolest job in the world. And you know what? They did not lie. It is a cool job.
Let me go ahead and say it.
It's a-
I didn't expect you to say that.
Hey, sometimes we sitting up here doing these jobs, and I just be meeting all these people and talking to my friends, and then we bringing all this positive forward. I mean, I've done like over 25,000 interviews. This right here, this ranks up there as one of my favorite interviews of all time. Different walks of life, African American men at a predominantly minority school with a black principal and all these administrators. All these black people and minorities have come out to support these kids, white people too. But the thrust of it, let's don't put it in the background. This is in the heart of the African American community and a disenfranchised community. We see positive things on the horizon. Academics is pushed. All of us came from the belly of the earth, and here we are today by at some point in our lives going down the right track, right? We had different people to mentor us and get us down the right track. And here we are right now supporting a great cause. So, yes, it is one of the coolest jobs in the world. So, and my final thing I want to say is, remember, Miami may have the oranges, but Franklin Park Elementary School got the
Juice.
Oh, John, you know that now?
Absolutely.
Why you elbow him?
I was touching you to do it because I didn't think John knew it. John knew it.
No, man.
Pay attention.
Golly, I told you it was in the back of the room. We was in the front.
That thing is branded, baby. Let's try it one more time together. Miami may have the oranges, but Franklin Park Elementary School got the
Juice.
All right. We'll be right back.